everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shikha and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. I'm a law student from UPES Dehradun. In today's video, we will talk about the process of conclusion of a treaty. But before starting the video, there's a small disclaimer that this video does not solicit any kind of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of Bar Council of India, and the only purpose for which the video is made is educational purpose. So let's begin with the video now. According to the Article 2(1)(a) of the Vienna Convention on Law of Treaties 1969, it states that a treaty means an international agreement which is entered upon by the states, which is made into an writing and governed by the international law, which may be embodied into a single instrument or two or more related instruments. The essential of a treaty is that it is binding upon the states. The states must have an intention to enter into a legal right and duties, and the state and organization which have the capacity to enter into the treaty can also need to enter in the treaty, which must be in a written form. Based upon the number of parties, that is a multilateral treaty or a bilateral treaty, and the subject matter of the treaty, the processes of the treaties, the conclusion of a treaty are different. Every state have capacity or the power to enter into a treaty. The states, through its state representative, enter into the negotiation and adaptation of these treaties. These state representatives are the person or two or more person which are on behalf of the state have been delegated power by the competent authority to enter into the negotiation, adaptation of the text of the treaties, and these decision or these negotiation and the adaptation made by these state representative on behalf of the state are binding upon the states. So we will discuss now what is the process of the conclusion of the treaty. The first one is the appointment of the state representative, which every state's competent authority have power to appoint a state representative to act on their behalf in the conclusion of the treaties. The next stage is the negotiation and the adaptation. Every state have power to negotiate through their state representative. Then, upon negotiation made by the state, the treaty may be adopted when at least 2/3 of the present and the participating members of member state agree to the adaptation of the treaties. The next stage is signature and then the ratification. The treaty comes into force or is concluded when when the member states put on their signature. If there is no ratification clause, if there is ratification clause contained in the treaty, then the member state may ratify or may not ratify to the treaty. Only when the ratification is made by a member state, then they are bounded by the treaties. The treaty come into force upon the signature and the ratification of the treaty by the states. Then there is registration and the publication. The registration of these treaty are made with the Director General of the United States, which is led under Article 102 of the United Nations Charters. The status of a non-registered treaty with United Nations is a valid one, but it cannot be enforced by the United Nations. This is the only difference when the treaty is registered with the United Nations or not. So that's it for today's video. If you have any doubt or if you have any feedback, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you so much.